From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. The time, 1873. The place, 15,000 square miles of treacherous Texas borderland. The problem, open the territory for peaceful settlement. This was the task assigned to Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and his troopers at Fort Clark. Against them, the murderous renegades who fought amongst themselves for the spoils of the area. One of these fights for power led to a split between Red Buckman, the leader of a notoriously vicious gang, and his lieutenant, Andy Wheeler. As with the others, Wheeler began to scavenge for himself. Handicapped not only by shortages, but by the vast distances between his command post and the far-flung settlers' cabins, necessity demanded that Mackenzie spend long hours in the field, searching for the renegade raiders.
There's firing down by the Jeffers farm, sir. Could be Buckman's men. Oh! Ah! Oh!
What do you want to fight me for? For this? Dirt-grubbing farmers work themselves like horses, and for what? $10, if that.
What do you expect to find here, Carlotta's crown?
No, but enough to get the wrinkles out of my belly.
We should have stayed with Buckman.
Well, you can go back any time you have a mind to.
Get my ears cut off?
No, Porter, we've raided our last farm until I get Buckman.
Andy, you thinking about that again?
I never stopped thinking about it. With Buckman out of the way, his men would follow me anywhere.
That's right enough.
And that's our next move. Against Buckman. Take the horses out of the corral.
Right. Let's get some fresh horses from the corral.
I never could understand your kind. Leave a good home, take up to some no-count man, then fight for him. Your whole life for what?
3 of them. Get out of here!
A woman over there on the couch.
Have a look. Who are you, sir?
Wheeler. Andrew Wheeler. Formerly Lieutenant 5th Georgia Reserves.
What are you doing here?
I was just passing through. These folks are kind enough to ask me to share their meal.
Colonel. Pistol whips.
Renegades?
Yes, sir. They slugged me. Well, didn't any of us have a chance?
How many?
Oh, I'd say about 8 or 9. 2 that stayed outside when the others rode off. They're the ones that did that.
Recognize any of them?
It's hardly likely, sir, since I'm a stranger in these parts. But I did see the leader before.
Where?
The other side of the border, a couple of nights ago. I was riding up from Rio Grande. Stumbled across this little canyon, and the same man was there, camped with some others. I was gonna stop. Glad I didn't now.
Can you describe him?
Well, he was a big man, riding a white stallion, wore a beard, kind of reddish brown.
Sir, that description fits Red Buckman.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Mr. Wheeler, I wonder if you'd mind accompanying us back to Fort Clark. I may need some more information. It'll also give you a chance to rest up and have that head wound tended to.
Well, Colonel, I don't think
It'll only be for a couple of days. I'd like you to be my personal guest.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate your hospitality.
Thank you, Mr. Wheeler. Lieutenant?
Eager to avoid suspicion, yet certain that Mackenzie had believed his story, Wheeler agreed to stay at Fort Clark for a few days of rest and medical attention.
What are you looking for, sir?
I'll tell you in a minute. Look here. See anything?
Only a little mark in the metal facing.
Yeah. That mark is the blacksmith's signature. It appears to me that Mr. Wheeler's horse and that renegade animal were shod by the same man.
Colonel, if that's so...
I think I'll ask Mr. Wheeler for a little more information.
It's me, Greer. Tell Buckman if he wants to keep living, he better see me fast.
Been admiring that suit, Mr. Wheeler. Surely that isn't Brackettville tailoring.
Well, thank you, sir. No, I believe in the old saying, clothes make the man.
Well, I rather agree with you. You tell me, though, you've been on the trail for a long time. Aren't those pretty fancy clothes?
Well, as you know, sir, I haven't had a chance to shave yet today, but I've always prided myself in being a cut above the average saddle tramp.
No insinuation to the contrary. Tell me, Mr. Wheeler, what kind of a horse were you riding?
Well, Colonel Mackenzie, I should think you'd be able to tell just by looking at me. I wouldn't ride anything except a blooded animal.
What became of this blooded animal?
I told you, sir.
Well, tell me again.
Those renegades stole him. The man you called Buckman. He drove him off when they left the farmhouse.
Where'd you have this animal shod?
Well, he was already shot when I bought him.
Where'd you buy him?
In Mexico. I wonder if I could trouble you for a light?
Oh, surely.
Thank you.
Surely, Mr. Wheeler. Would you mind if I asked you what you were doing in Mexico, Mr. Wheeler?
Not at all, sir. We were looking at some silver mining property.
Oh, any luck?
Not much.
No, it's pretty much of a gamble.
Too much of a gamble for me. 2 or 3 years' time, maybe a man's whole poke. Not to me, I'm sorry.
Now, this canyon where you stumbled on the outlaw, this Buckman fellow, what was the place you were riding toward?
Rio Rios.
Oh, yes. Oh, I hear that's very good ore country.
Well, we weren't looking for silver in Rio Rios.
We? Who was with you?
A friend of mine, name of Johnson.
What happened to Mr. Johnson?
He stayed down there.
Oh, he was more of an optimist.
Well, let's put it this way. He's a little longer than I am on capital and on patience.
Mm-hmm. Now, you say when you ran onto them, you were headed toward Rio Rios.
That's right. Colonel, I've answered all your questions, and I've certainly told you everything I can think of.
I know you have, but maybe I can think of something more. Until I do, I'd appreciate it if you'd stay here on the post, as my guest, of course.
Oh, well, with pleasure, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wheeler.
Thank you, sir, for your courtesy.
His story sounds straight enough.
Maybe. Maybe. Lieutenant, you've been on this post long enough to know that this is pretty rowdy territory. Violence is sort of commonplace.
Yes, sir.
But pistol whipping a woman is not commonplace, even out here.
Oh, I wouldn't say so, sir.
There was another woman pistol whipped in this territory about a year ago. Only she didn't die.
That was just before I was assigned to the post, sir.
Uh-huh. Her name was Mrs. Lane. She lives with her brother about a mile and a half beyond Brackettville.
Oh, I see what you're up to, sir. Have her take a look at Wheeler and try to identify him. Is that right, sir?
No, Lieutenant, that's wrong. I'd take a ride out to the Lane place. And I have reason to believe, Mr. Gifford, that this is the same man who pistol whipped your sister.
Well, I don't know whether or not Helen can face him, Colonel Mackenzie. For the past year now, she's been awfully upset.
I know. No one can blame her. Perhaps if you could explain to her, though, how important it is. How important to the whole territory.
I know it's important that you identify him, but
No, Mr. Gifford. It's important that she does not identify him, even though she recognizes him.
But why, sir, if he is the man?
Because I want to give him confidence. I want to give him too much confidence.
I'll go in and talk to her, but I can't promise anything.
Thank you, sir.
Wheeler's here. He's waiting outside.
All right. When we get a little ways from the fort, see to it that Mr. Wheeler rides out in front. Just in case.
In case of what, sir?
In case somebody else has ideas.
How much money did you say?
1,000 for Wheeler. 2,000 if you call over Mackenzie's dead body to do it.
Let's take the shortcut.
October 11th, 1873. Colonel Mackenzie's strategy demanded the complete confidence of Andy Wheeler. Together, they rode out to the home of Mrs. Lane.
Excuse me, Mr. Wheeler. It appears they were shooting at you, whoever they were.
I don't understand. I don't know why anybody shoot at me.
No. Or perhaps they were shooting at me, just bad shots. Well, whoever they were, they're gone. Let's be on our way. Mrs. Lane's expecting us.
Helen, it's only me, dear. Hello, dear. Colonel Mackenzie will soon be here. You still want to go through with it?
Yes.
He knows it isn't going to be easy for you. That must be them now. Come in, Colonel.
Mr. Gifford. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you, sir.
Mr. Gifford, this is Mr. Wheeler and Lieutenant Paxton.
Mr. Gifford?
She's in there, sir, waiting for you. Go right ahead.
Thank you.
Who's she?
Mr. Gifford's sister. Her name's Lane. Still doesn't mean anything to you?
No more than it did before. Is it supposed to?
How is she?
The same. She hasn't set foot outside of this house since she came here. Seems like she just wants to dry up and die.
Excuse me, gentlemen, but what's all this got to do with me?
That's what we're going to find out.
Is this the man, Mrs. Lane? Be very sure.
I don't remember ever seeing you before. I think I'd remember if I had. Pretty woman like you.
No. No.
You're sure? You're sure this isn't one of the men that was there that day?
Yes, I'm very sure.
Well, now. Calling me a renegade. A murderer. Worse. He should have known better than that.
She did well, didn't she? Didn't act like she recognized him at all.
If there's anything I can do...
No, sir. Thanks just the same.
But I'll tell you what I think, Lieutenant. I think that colonel owes me an apology.
I agree with you, Mr. Wheeler. And I do apologize. All I can say is we made a mistake. I'm sorry.
Well, Colonel, I'm no one to hold hard feelings. All I want to do is just be on my way.
Oh.
Anything wrong with that?
No. I was in hopes you could help us, Mr. Wheeler, but...
Well, look, Colonel,
It's quite all right. It's quite all right. Somebody else will claim the reward. Lieutenant Paxton, take Mr. Wheeler over to the hotel for supper. Buy him the best and then see him on his way.
Yes, sir.
Colonel! What was that reward you were just speaking of?
$500 for Red Buckman. We got word of the offer this morning.
$500 for Buckman, huh?
That's the man you saw near Rio Grande.
Yeah, I know.
I was just thinking, Mr. Wheeler, if you could remember the exact spot where you saw him and lead us there, I'd see to it that you got that reward. How about it, Mr. Wheeler?
Well?
Now, Mr. Paxton, have Lorca and Wayburn mount up. We're going to help Mr. Wheeler collect that reward.
I talked to the finance officer, sir. He says he hasn't received orders from you authorizing the $500 reward.
Lieutenant, I should have said we're going to help Mr. Wheeler get his just reward.
The Rio Grande, once a barrier to Colonel Mackenzie and a shield for those who would run from justice. Now, by secret orders of the President of the United States, Mackenzie could cross the international border. However, should his mission be exposed, the very man who had issued his secret orders was powerless to protect him from inevitable court-martial.
Guards over there. We'll have to walk in on them.
Horses first.
There's only 2 of them. Come on, we'll rush them. Not so fast, boys.
He's mine.
Drop it. Drop it, Wheeler.
What?
Drop it. Drop it, Buckman. Drop it.
Why don't you let me get him?
Is that what you wanted, Mr. Wheeler?
Yes. Didn't you? I mean, they're nothing but scum, Colonel. They don't deserve a trial.
I'm surprised you feel that way.
How else would I feel? I wouldn't have brought you up here otherwise. Reward or no reward. Well, I guess you won't be needing my services anymore, Colonel. I'll send you an address. You will see that I get my reward, won't you?
Oh, yes, Mr. Wheeler, I'll see that you get your reward. I made a promise I'd try never to break.
Thank you, sir.
I'd leave that right there if I were you.
Why?
Those renegades that fired at you down the road, they gave you away.
Well, that's impossible, Colonel.
Just as impossible as it is for Mrs. Lane to forget what you did to her. Take him away.
This is from Mrs. Lane, sir. She told me what it was, a pair of socks.
Well,
She knitted them herself. Yes, sir. Her brother says she's a changed woman since we got Wheeler. Even does her own marketing.
well, I guess we were all lucky, Lieutenant Paxton.
It wasn't exactly luck, sir. I'd like to know, why were you so suspicious of Wheeler?
Remember that first time we saw him? He was wearing that farmer's Sunday suit. 2 things that never go together.
What's that, sir?
A farmer's Sunday suit with a dirty man inside. Well, now about these orders of the day.
Mackenzie's raiders rode again and again, carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest. Make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making. From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. Border country, southwest Texas. The year 1867. Another attack on a civilian supply wagon. Army protection unavailable. The reason, Colonel Mackenzie's limited personnel had been withdrawn to prevent a filibuster force from crossing the border into Mexican territory.
3 of my wagon trains destroyed and a 4th one overdue. And you, sir, sit there and do nothing about it.
I've detailed every man I can spare to patrol those wagon routes.
Every man. May I inform you, Colonel, that the majority of your command is patrolling an area where nothing ever happens. The border, or perhaps you expect these barefoot Mexican rebels to cross the border and invade in force, is that it?
Mr. Dubois, I'm not in the habit of explaining the military policies of my command to civilians.
Civilians? May I inform you, Colonel, that I have soldiered with men the likes of which you have never seen. Or perhaps you forget that I, Jean-Jacques Dubois, at one time commanded the 4th Regiment in the Legion in the service of my emperor.
I'm forgetting nothing, Mr. Dubois. Particularly, I'm not forgetting the fact that you are now a citizen of the United States of America and a civilian. Ever since those same barefoot rebels that you refer to chased your legion out of Mexico.
Oh, Ranald. Here we are, bickering, you and I. 2 soldiers who are friends, like a couple of women. I, too, am a soldier. But, Ranald, I want you to understand my problem. My problem is my wagons.
I can't help you there any more than I am. I have my orders.
Orders? Oh, the bane of a soldier's existence.
Excuse me. Yes,
Courier from K Company just rode in, sir. Another train's been attacked at Massacre Flats.
My train?
I'm sorry, sir.
Mount up a patrol, Sergeant. Each man to carry 40 rounds carbine ammunition, 10 extra rounds revolver ammunition.
Yes, sir. Who will lead the detail, sir?
I'll lead them out myself. Get started.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Jean. I'm sorry about your men.
I, too, am sorry. May I ride with you, Colonel?
Why not?
Well, Mackenzie, what do you make of this?
This is Comanche. What was your freight?
Oh, the usual thing. Dry goods, cloth, dry groceries, and some hardware.
Guns?
A few.
Take a close look at that arrow, Sergeant. Tell me what you think.
Apache.
That's right.
What difference does it make who shot it? Mackenzie, these men are dead.
It means they weren't killed by Indians. Mount up the troop. We're going back to the fort.
Yes, sir.
But what's happening here?
I'll explain it to you later. Mount and ride. Most of the Indian stuff we found was Comanche and Kiowa. All right, that makes sense. The Comanches and the Kiowas ride together. But that arrow was Apache, and that doesn't make sense.
Why not?
Because the Apaches don't make alliances. They're too proud. They fight alone.
I'm afraid you attach too much importance to one arrow, Colonel.
Really? Well, it wasn't just one arrow. There were other things. If it had been Indians who attacked those wagons, they'd have looted them immediately. There was no such sign.
So?
So it wasn't Indians who attacked your wagons. On the other hand, renegades don't usually hit provision trains. There isn't enough in it for them to make it worth their while. Now, any particular reason you can think of why they should hit yours? Think it over. Perhaps you can find a reason for me.
I will think it over.
Perhaps you can find one of those reasons by the time I visit you at your supply post, as you call it.
I shall try.
Good.
Archer, what are you doing here? Is there something wrong? The rifles?
No. The rifles are all right. They're on their way south.
Oh, good. Then what is it?
I didn't hire out to commit murder.
I don't understand.
Those men were murdered on your orders.
Oh, now, Archer, I know exactly how you feel, but we've got a lot of things to do. And one of them is to see that our good friend, Colonel Mackenzie, never suspects that my wagons are carrying arms for the Provisional Army of the Second Mexican Empire.
Don't be too sure of that.
Oh?
He has men all over town very interested in your activities, Jean. Don't underrate Mackenzie. He's a hard man to fool.
By the time he finds out my part in this venture, I'll be long gone. You see, I have 2,000 rifles stored in various depots, and in a few days, I'm going to cross the Mexican border, and all the men will rally to my cause when they find out I can arm them. Then we'll sweep out this revolutionary rabble and restore the Mexican Empire.
Having learned that Dubois' wagons were carrying contraband cargoes, Mackenzie rode out to confirm his suspicions.
Archer. Sam Archer.
I beg your pardon, sir. I don't believe I've had the honor.
Sam Archer. West Point, class of '60.
I regret to say, sir, you're mistaken.
Ronald! Well, I'm happy to see you here.
Ah. Tell me, who was that fella that just walked away?
Oh, there are many men around this post. I do not know why.
Thought he was a friend of mine.
Oh, from the Army?
Yeah, a fellow named Sam Archer. Gave up his commission to fight for the South. Joined Jeb Stewart, had a cavalry troop under him. Huh. Well, you mind stepping inside a minute? I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Oh. Sit down, Randall. Well, my friend?
Tell me, what was in that shipment that was robbed at Massacre Flats?
Oh, I thought I already told you that. Household provisions, goods, dry goods.
You were carrying heavy cargo, machinery, or something else.
Machinery? What use would I have for machinery in country like this?
None. But those same cases could be used to carry rifles.
Oh, now I understand. You think that I, Jean-Jacques Dubois, am a runner of guns. I think the heat has affected your reason. Oh, but you are serious. Tell me, why do you say these things?
You were a French officer in Mexico. You were among the first troops that Louis Napoleon sent over here in 1864 when he tried to set up Maximilian on the Mexican throne. You were among the last to be forced out. You're bitter about that. I've heard you express bitterness about it.
But that does not make me a runner of guns.
No. But it gives you an excellent reason for wanting to see the overthrow of the present Mexican government.
You think that I'm behind this movement that's giving you so much trouble, huh?
Exactly. I think you've been using your wagons to carry guns and ammunitions.
And perhaps I also arranged to have my wagons attacked and the munitions you speak of robbed. Is that right?
I think so.
Why do I do these things?
2 reasons. 1, to take suspicion away from yourself. 2, to force me to weaken my border patrols and strengthen the northern patrols.
Tell me something. Can you prove these things?
When I can, I'll come after you.
Why do you have this great interest in Mexican affairs? Randall, you and me, we have been friends for a long time.
Jean, if I found out that you were responsible for the massacre of those men on the wagons, I'd track you down to the ends of the earth. Goodbye, Jean.
July 20th, 1873. A patrol from C Company intercepted a freight wagon belonging to Dubois on the border approach. Its cargo, the tools of revolution, could destroy the growing peace between 2 nations.
Well.
Hello, Ronald.
So it was you, Sam.
I'm sorry I couldn't stop and shake hands with you when we saw each other the other day, but I didn't think it was good policy at the time.
You're working for Dubois now?
That's right.
Where is he?
He's gone. He heard you picked up one of his wagons and decided it was time to leave.
Where'd he go, Sam?
South. Don't ask me any questions I'm not going to answer.
I think maybe you'll answer. Disarm him and bring him along. Yes, sir. For the last time, where's Dubois?
I don't know.
You're lying, of course. Sam. Sam, I don't know how you got into this, but I do know one thing. You're not the kind of a man that can fight against his own country.
I'm fighting for my own country. Mexico's my own country.
This is your country.
Not since '61.
That war is over. Those issues are dead.
Not for some of us. Not for the men who rode with Jeb Stuart, who refused to surrender, who took service in Mexico with the Emperor.
The Emperor is dead, too.
Not for those of us who knew him. He's still a living symbol. To me, to Dubois, to the thousands of others who would gladly have died for him. No, Maximilian's the greatest man I've ever known.
Good sound, isn't it, Sam? Remember how many thousands of times you've thrilled to that sound? That sound of retreat and thrilled to the flag coming down? Your flag, Sam.
Not anymore.
Come in.
Sir? A scout just rode in from C Company. One of their patrols was ambushed just this side of the river. They're all dead, sir.
Where?
Eagle Pass.
Muster out every available man. Every man to carry 40 rounds of carbine ammunition, 10 extra rounds of revolver ammunition. Reserve ammunition to be carried on the pack train. Fodder and field rations for 3 days. All right, move. Yes, sir. More of Dubois' work.
He's fighting a war.
War. Sam, do you remember Bob Burton? Burton from Savannah. Cadet captain of C Company, your roommate at the point.
What's that got to do with me now?
Burton's son was leading that patrol. Yeah. Maybe if you could look at the faces of some of those dead, you'd recognize some old friends. Joe Peterson, Sam Baker. Men who soldiered with you. Men that you yourself led on patrol. Guess that doesn't matter anymore to you, though. Now, if you'll excuse me, I suddenly feel the need of some fresh air.
Ranald, I want to ride with you.
All right. All right. Then tell me where Dubois is.
He's in Mexico, awaiting delivery of his rifles. Enough to arm 2,000 men.
How many men's he got?
Only a few. He's counting on recruits joining him as soon as he gets the rifles to arm them.
Of course, without those rifles, he'd be finished. What kind of men are joining him?
Oh, freebooters, renegades, common-shares, fools like me.
That's what I thought. That kind of an army is held together by greed and viciousness, nothing more. Sergeant.
Yes, sir?
Sergeant, that wagon we captured from Dubois, how long would it take you to get it below the border?
Driving hard with extra teams. We might make it by noon.
By noon. All right, let's go.
July 22nd, 1873. In an effort to uncover the filibuster forces preparing to enter Mexico, Colonel Mackenzie devised a twofold plan. A detachment of his 4th Cavalry would sweep the border country to discover and neutralize any threat to the Mexican government. As this was being done, Mackenzie and a group of picked raiders were to separate from the main force and secretly cross the Rio Grande into Mexico to capture or destroy Jean-Jacques Dubois.
How much farther?
About 10 miles. Dubois got his headquarters in an adobe hut at the head of a draw. Won't be easy getting in there. A couple of men with repeaters could hold the mouth of that wash against small armor.
We'll worry about that when we find him. Let's go. That's it, all right. Dubois is still soldier enough to post sentries.
How are we going in?
We're not going in until Sergeant Stanfield gets here with that wagon. Then I'm going in alone.
President has ordered, sir.
Break out those rifles, Sergeant. Disable them. I'll give you 45 minutes to break them up. Then I want you to put them back on the wagon and drive the wagon up into that draw.
Yes, sir. Give me a hand, men.
I'm alone. I want to see Dubois.
Hello, Ronald. I didn't expect to see you here.
You should have.
Come in. Sit down, Colonel. You know, you were a fool to follow me.
I told you I'd follow the man who was responsible for those wagon massacres to the end of the earth.
Sacrifices of war.
I call it murder. Your game's played out, Dubois. You know your men will desert the minute they find out that they're not going to get those rifles.
Oh, but they're going to have rifles. They should be across the border by this time.
What if I told you they'd been intercepted?
I would not believe you. How could you possibly have known where they were stored?
I couldn't, but Archer did.
Are you trying to tell me that Archer is a turncoat? I can't believe that.
How else could I have followed you directly here? How else would I have known where to find you?
Archer. I don't understand. Why would Archer betray me?
Only that he's too good a soldier to stomach the murder of American troopers.
I do not believe that. Colonel Mackenzie, nobody can stand in the way of my cause.
Your cause died with Maximilian.
That's a lie. Only a man died. I do not know what you did with Sam Archer, and I care less. But there are many men in Mexico who believe in the Second Mexican Empire.
Like those cutthroats out on the porch. Do they still believe in the Second Empire of Mexico?
Of course they know. But you know as well as I do that they're only a means to an end. Well, as I told you before, you're going to die. Outside, and don't try anything. My men are all around here. I'm sorry, my friend. Take him out and shoot him.
You follow orders and you'll be swallowing steel within half an hour. See those lights up there? That's an Army heliograph signaling to my troops. And if you still want rifles, here they come.
Archer.
All right. There are your guns. Show them, Sergeant. Help yourselves, gentlemen.
They're all broken.
Now, my advice to you men would be to get back across that river to your farms. Of course, if you prefer, you're perfectly welcome to remain here and try and fight my troops with broken rifles.
No. You don't understand. This is a trick. I have guns. Believe me, I have guns. This is a trick. Please. Don't you understand? It's for the good of the cause. You've got to stay with me. You are my soldiers. No, come back! Come back!
Yes, Sergeant.
Dispatch from Department Headquarters, sir.
Read it.
Request immediate report on United States National Forces forming in your district for an attack on Mexico.
All right, take an answer.
Yes, sir.
Commanding General, Southwest Department, so forth and so forth. Sir, action has already been taken. The border is now relatively quiet. That's all, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, one more thing. Read Mr. Sam Archer back into the United States Cavalry.
I don't understand.
As a trooper.
But I have a commission.
You had a commission. Sam, please believe me, unless you'd prefer to stand charges, I'd consider it a privilege to have you serve in this command.
Sir, you got yourself a soldier.
Now, as for that commission, maybe we can talk about it later.
Yes, sir.
All right, Sergeant. I said to read Mr. Archer in.
Yes, sir. Place your left hand in the book and raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Sam Archer.
I, Sam Archer.
Hereby swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States.
Hereby swear to uphold the Constitution.
Mackenzie's Raiders rode again and again. carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest. Make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's Raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making. From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. Late summer 1873, an epidemic of infectious cholera raged along the border country of southwest Texas. Great numbers of settlers dead or dying, the rest terror-stricken. Medical facilities almost non-existent. Doctors few and overburdened. Drugs depleted. The sickness had hit Fort Clark. Colonel Ranald Mackenzie was almost powerless to defend the territory against this mass killer. The 4th Cavalry, reduced by sickness to almost half its numbers, fought a new foe, fought contaminated water, fought to maintain quarantines. But they fought without ammunition, without the aid of drugs. Finally, after repeated requests to the War Department, Mackenzie was notified that an ambulance carrying a relief doctor and medical supplies was on its way to Fort Clark.
See him, don't shoot. Now take your horses and ride them around the flanks. Hit them from both sides at the same time. I'll cover. There's 2 of them left. I'll cover. Make sure they're all dead.
They're all dead, Bergen too. Water. It's empty. We better get some water real soon. What's all that?
Drugs. Medicine.
I thought we'd get some guns or something, or even a pay wagon. What are we going to do with all this stuff? Can we get anything for it?
It's worth its weight in gold dust, if we handle it right.
Handle it right?
Now look, you just keep your mouth shut and do what I tell you. You'll be a rich man, Trout. Put that driver's uniform on.
What for? Let's get out of here.
Just put it on. A patrol stops us, and you'll be very glad.
Anywhere to the ambulance, the supplies?
No, sir. Just a patrol returned from posting water holes.
How many sick?
2, sir. I put them in the next room. Infirmary and barracks 4 and 5 are filled.
2 out of 10, that's not too bad.
4 others died on the trail, sir.
Mm-hmm. Men been told our doctor's dead?
They didn't have to be told, sir. They knew it. Colonel Mackenzie, pardon the impertinence, sir, but are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, Sergeant. I'm just tired.
There's 1 dose of morphine left, sir. Just 1.
No. I'll be all right after I get a chance to sleep. And I'll get a chance to sleep when that ambulance arrives. Hurts, son.
Just a stomach ache, Colonel, sir. I'll be riding again.
Sure you will.
Oh, I heard before the doc died, he gave you some stuff, and it didn't hurt so much. A little thing of powder. More something.
Yeah, morphine. I'm gonna give you some. This is the last one we've got until the doc comes. Here, put this on your tongue. That's it. Some water. Make it easier to swallow. Now you just lie back and relax.
How long will it take, sir?
Not long. You'll feel strange in a little while. Woozy. You might even have hallucinations. Hallucinations, that means, well, you might imagine things are happening that really aren't happening. You'll feel better in 5 minutes or so. Lie back and relax.
Sir, what are you going to give the rest until you get more morphine?
Soapy water.
Soap?
Yeah, it's an old remedy. Maybe it'll make them sick enough so they can throw off some of the poison. Rest easy, son. Here, soldier. Drink this. It won't taste good, but it may help you. Good boy. Now think of back home. You get well, and we'll send you back there on leave. The ambulance?
Yes, sir. I mean, I don't know, sir. It seems it might have been sighted.
What are you talking about?
Oh, another patrol just came in, sir. 3 men, all sick, delirious. Corporal was babbling something about seeing an ambulance headed south.
Headed south? The ambulance was south of here?
Well, the patrol was, sir, staking water holes. They claim they saw the ambulance last night, but it doesn't seem likely.
They say exactly where?
Well, like I said, sir, they're all delirious, but they were patrolling in this area.
All right, Sergeant. I want 4 men mounted right away. And Lieutenant Michaels. Oh, and Sergeant, have my horse saddled, too.
But, sir, if you're sending Lieutenant Michaels, you could stay here and rest.
Sergeant, I'm giving... Sorry, Sergeant. As soon as the doctor and the medicine arrives, I'll permit you to confine me to quarters. All right, on the double, Sergeant. Oh, and Sergeant, I want my canteen, too. Soap solution. I'll need it in case somebody on the patrol falls out.
Canteen, sir.
You all right, sir? I'm all right.
You don't suppose they could have turned around and gone back to the fort, sir?
No, I don't, Lieutenant.
We ought to catch up to them in about 10 minutes, sir.
Perhaps a trifle more. Lieutenant, take 2 men with you. Circle around their left flank. I'll take the rest and attack them from the right flank. We'll attack in exactly 15 minutes.
Attack, sir? What do you mean?
There were supposed to be 2 troopers with them. Now there's just the ambulance and the drivers. Perhaps they aren't just lost. Be prepared to shoot, but don't unless we do.
Yes, sir.
All right, 15 minutes exactly. Take off.
Yes, sir. You 2 men come with me. You 2 stay with the colonel. Ha! Cavalry. Over there, too.
Put your gun away.
Are you crazy? It's cavalry.
Just keep your mouth shut and do what I tell you. Captain Leon Hempel en route as per orders to Fort Clark, sir. What's the matter with him, Lieutenant?
I don't know, sir. The colonel hasn't slept in 4 days.
Now, we better take him in the ambulance with us.
Yes, sir. All right, you men, give us a hand here.
Gently now, gently. Watch his head. You're heading in the wrong direction, Captain. You've passed Fort Clark.
Well, I knew we were behind schedule. I was about to double back.
Well, it's northeast from here, sir. It's almost a day's ride with a wagon.
Lieutenant, you take your men back to camp ahead of us. Boil as much water as you can find containers for, and then scrub down the walls of all the wards. We'll get the colonel in.
Well, I don't know about that, Captain. What if you get lost again, sir?
Northeast, a day's ride. We won't get lost. That's an order, Lieutenant. I can't lose any time when we get there.
Yes, sir. Detail, mount up. Detail forward at the trot pole!
Well, hurry it up. Shoot him and let's get going.
Yeah, we'll shoot him, but not yet. He's our insurance.
Insurance? If they find us with him, we're through.
If they find us with him, we're safe. They won't touch us for fear we'll shoot him. That gives us time to sell these drugs.
I'm for shooting him now. He'll be trouble.
Now, don't get impatient, Trout. We will. But first, you're going into Brackettville. You're going to spread the word. Drugs for sale, health for sale. $100 to save your life.
Night, a deserted barn. Medicine desperately needed to fight the cholera epidemic in the hands of outlaws. In the surrounding territory, panic-stricken citizens ready to meet any terms for the drugs. And a prisoner, a hostage to ensure a safe undercover operation, to be disposed of when no longer useful.
Well, that's it. They're all out.
Good. Last night you spread the word. This morning we should get results.
You'll never get away with this, Percy.
The good folks will pay whatever I ask for this stuff, Colonel. And they'll keep their mouths shut so they can get more when they need it. They're starved for it.
My men will find you.
We set a pretty hard trail to follow, Colonel.
My men will follow your wagon tracks.
One of your men sticks his head through that door, and you get a bullet in yours.
We're gonna be stuck here. We're gonna need some water.
You'll survive without it, or else you won't survive. Oh, boy, I've been waiting for years for something like this to come along, and it's gonna work. Nothing's gonna stop it. Trout, get those cases of medicine open. We want to be ready when they come.
We've got water.
Well, you won't be needing water anymore, Colonel. You might as well be generous.
There's something wrong with this water.
It's medicated. Case of contamination.
Come on, let me have some of it.
Contamination?
Contamination. Contaminated water holes. That's the way you get cholera. You drink from a water hole, and you get cramps, extreme pain, and then you die. Maybe one day, maybe 3.
Well, how's that?
You've been drinking from water holes?
Yeah.
How long ago?
3 days.
You better start praying. If you still remember how.
No word from the colonel yet, sir.
Who's that, Sergeant?
Captain Leon Hemphill, Medical Corps reporting, sir.
Patrol to the north found 3 corpses, cavalry, and that survivor, all shot.
Shot? Hempel. That's the doctor. Found north. And where's the colonel?
I don't know, sir.
Sergeant, mount a patrol of 3 men and you come too. And on the men with sidearms and carbines.
Yes, sir.
And hurry up, Sergeant.
Look, lady, for $100, you get one envelope.
$130 is all we had. It was for next year's crops and
$100 an envelope. If you want more, get more money.
But my children, please.
Out, get her out of here. While you're outside, keep your eyes peeled for more customers. They should be getting here soon. Hey, Mackenzie. Sorry about that gag. I just want to make sure you didn't make any noise.
Clear tracks. They're headed southwest, sir. There.
Mount up, men. Now ride tight and keep your eyes open. Sergeant, ride out and take the lead. Now follow that trail real hard and follow it fast. Forward! Ho!
Shut the door.
I can't. My stomach.
Get up.
Doctor, I got the collar. I gotta get to a doctor.
You're not going to a doctor or anyplace else.
But I'll die. I'll die, I tell you.
And you'll die, but you're staying here.
Hey, where you going?
To find him. They must be around here someplace. And stop that whimpering.
How long does it take? How long does it take?
I told you. Maybe a day, maybe less.
What do I do?
You take morphine. Over there in that box, the one marked narcotic.
How many do I take?
Take two. You got a bad case. You better take three.
I thought you said it was gonna help.
It'll help. Just relax a minute. It'll help.
They come in here, you get it. Let's take a look at that barn. Maybe they stopped here.
There's a camp up ahead, sir, in the hills. I think it's them.
On a gallop! Hold!
Lucky thing for you, they didn't stop. What's the matter, Mercer? You got a stomach ache? You wouldn't even let me call a doctor. I killed him. Now I'm gonna kill you.
The next day, Colonel Randall Mackenzie returned to Fort Clark with the medical supplies that would enable him to defeat the cholera epidemic. He brought with him also the body of Mercer and the unconscious form of Trout.
Colonel, I don't know how you did it, because you're not suffering from exhaustion. You've got cholera, and you've had it some time.
Will I make it?
Yes, you're through the worst.
How about Trout?
Too much caustic soap and an overdose of morphine. How in the world did he get so much?
Pull him through, Doc. I want to see him hang.
Mackenzie's raiders rode again and again, carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest. Make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making. From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Randall Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. West Texas, summer 1874, the southern extreme of the Yamparica Comanche country. Now, through the efforts of Colonel Randall Mackenzie, peace was gradually coming to this land. However, one man, Quanah Parker, locked behind the vastness of his hills, held the key to the problem. Only at his command would the Quadi Nation rise and plunge the territory into bloody warfare. And only at his command could there be peace. At that moment, several miles away, an event was about to take place that would have far-reaching effect on this new peace. Blue Raven, the son of Chief Running Bear, was dead.
He's out there someplace. If I could just get him to come in for a talk.
Do no good, sir. Quanah Park has talked peace before.
Not to me, he hasn't. By the way, Jim, I've been meaning to tell you, I'm real pleased to have you in my command here at Fort Clark. I wrote your dad and told him so.
Thank you, sir.
You know, there's some things, though, about Southwest Texas that you don't know all about yet. One of those things is Quanah Parker.
Colonel, Begging your pardon, sir, but he isn't like old Running Bear.
Oh? Well, how do you think I made peace with Running Bear?
You whipped him.
You may be new at Fort Clark, but you know our strength here. If I'd used every available trooper, I couldn't have whipped him.
You mean he made peace just by talks?
By talks? By concessions? Concessions on both sides.
You mean he made demands and you gave in to him?
I made other demands, and he gave in to me.
Quannapock is different. He won't give in.
You familiar with our campaigns against him in the north?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know then that our last 5 skirmishes against Quanah Parker have been virtual standoffs. All we're succeeding in doing is slowly wiping each other out.
We can always send east for replacements.
Yes, but with just one word, Quanah Parker could surround himself with Arapahoes, Cheyennes, Kiowas, and maybe even Running Bear's tribe.
You think he'd break the treaty?
They're both Comanches. So you see how important, Jim, it is that we at least keep trying to talk to Quanah Parker.
Yes, sir, but how do you go about it?
Is Leif Bender at the fort?
No, he's out on patrol with Major Fulsner. He'll be back in the morning.
First thing you see him, ask him to drop around to my office, will you? I want to talk to him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I reckon I could find him. This time of year, he should be somewhere around Pope's Wells, near the Pecos.
Yeah. You knew him when you served with General Miles, huh? Think you could get him to come in for a talk?
Well, no offense, Colonel, but Quanah Parker's heard soldier talk before.
What if you told him that Running Bear would be here, too?
Well, they're pretty close. It'd go a long ways towards helping him make up his mind.
All right. You tell him just that.
Supposing Running Bear won't come.
You let me worry about that. He'll be here, all right.
Now, hold on, Colonel. You ain't never met this here Quanah Parker.
That's right.
Now, you say Running Bear's gonna be here. Supposing you're wrong, it could mean my scalp. Quanah don't hold with nobody talking with a forked tongue.
Leif, if I'm wrong, if Running Bear doesn't come, if he won't help me make peace with Quanah Parker and his quaddies, then this whole territory will be fighting to hang on to its scalp.
Colonel, I appreciate how important these peace talks are. Just so as you know, we gotta talk straight with this Injun.
Running Bear will be here.
Fine. As soon as I can saddle up a fresh horse, I'll start off for the State Plains.
All right. I'll ride with you as far as the Yamparica country.
The land of the Yamparica was harsh, unrelenting, and so was their justice. For 5 long days, Spotted Elk was to suffer alone while Running Bear decided his punishment. A life had been lost, a young life. The one responsible must pay. No one spoke in defense of the guilty man. There was no defense. There was no pity in the eyes of the Comanche.
The heart of Running Bear is like the night. The brightness of my remaining years has been taken from me. Blue Raven is dead. My son is dead. 5 days have I thought on this. 5 days have I decided on your punishment. Your name, the name of Spotted Elk, will never again be spoken in our village. You will be taken to the desert and left to die.
I, too, wear the marks of mourning for Blue Raven.
Your punishment will be the end to my grief. Naida.
I'll leave you here, Leif.
Pope's Wells is a long haul.
Yeah. You bring in Quanah Parker, you can name your own price.
I'll settle for my back pay.
You can have mine, too, when it comes.
If it comes.
I'll see you in a couple of days.
My son is dead, Mackenzie, Colonel. We made a peace so that such as he might live. Now he is dead.
I'm sorry, Chief Running Bear.
Why? The soldiers killed many of my people. Forgive me. 5 days have I grieved. My mind is sick with sadness. For what reason does the chief of Fort Clark come here now?
I was on my way to your village.
You come without your soldiers?
Mackenzie has no need of soldiers. We're friends. I come to talk.
Now is not the time to talk.
Chief Running Bear, the talk would be of Quanah Parker, of his quaddies, of peace.
We talk. And you will treat with the Cowadis as you have the Yamparika?
If they're honorable people, as your people have been.
Quanah Parker is a great chief. They will obey his word.
And he will respect your words, Running Bear. That is why I want you to come to Fort Clark with me, to add your words to mine, to help make the peace.
How do you know of our friendship?
I know it was you who saved the life of the white girl who later became the mother of Quanah Parker.
That was many snows past.
And now Quanah Parker makes war on his own people.
The Comanches are his people?
Perhaps. Nonetheless, there is war. You can help to make the peace.
If he comes, I will speak with him. I will not ask him to make peace. That is his decision. I will tell him of the honor of your words, that he can trust in what you say. This I will do.
That is all I ask. Thank you, Chief Running Bear.
Colonel Mackenzie's act of humanity had been an irrevocable affront to Comanche justice. He had unknowingly interfered with the tribal death sentence, despite having sworn in a treaty to respect the Indians' law. Now he would face the wrath of those whose lasting friendship meant so much to the peace of the Southwest.
You refuse?
Of course I don't refuse, Chief, but he can't travel now. He's unconscious.
It is my wish to leave, now with the brave.
But he couldn't stand the trip. The doctor explained that to you. He'd die.
I do not wish that he lives. It was he that caused the death of my son.
Coming from the burial hill, you explained to me what happened. Surely you can't blame him.
I do not wish to speak more on it.
I'm sorry, Chief, but my word stands. I can't let him go.
You refuse to honor our treaty?
The treaty has nothing to do with it. He's a human being. It's a question of justice.
The treaty has much to do with it. It promises the soldiers will not interfere with the laws of our tribe when those laws do not affect your people.
Yes, I know. That may be.
It is the law that Spotted Elk must pay for his crime.
What crime? You said yourself it was an accident, Chief. No, I'm sorry. He stays here until he's well.
Can I now tell Quanah Parker you are honorable to your words?
Don't threaten me, Chief Running Bear.
I do not threaten. In 2 days, decide which you value most, the life of one man or the lives of many. If you insist the treaty be broken, I shall cast my lance at your feet.
Morning of the second day. By now, everyone knew of the situation at Fort Clark. Everyone knew sundown held a portent of war, unless Colonel Mackenzie surrendered to the Indian chief's demand. The weight of command is often oppressing, always solitary. When decisions are made, logic is sometimes mixed with personal feelings. A dangerous thing, a human thing.
Come in.
Sorry to disturb you, Colonel.
It's all right, Sergeant. What's on your mind?
Reporting all companies standing by as ordered, sir.
All right. All passes canceled?
Yes, sir.
The patrol?
It left a few minutes ago, sir.
Good, good.
Is that all, sir?
That's all, Sergeant. No, it isn't. Sergeant. Sergeant, sit down. Sit down. What else have you got to report?
Nothing, sir.
Wells.
Yes, sir.
How long have we been together?
7 years, 8 months, sir.
And in 7 years, 8 months, don't you think I've gotten to know you pretty well?
Sir?
I can tell when there's something on your mind, Sergeant. You don't think I'm doing right, do you?
I never said that, sir.
No. No, you never said it, but nevertheless, you don't think I'm doing right.
Colonel, sir, you're wrong. I mean, about me, about what I'm thinking. Frankly, sir, I'm thinking that you're the best man that I ever served under. And there have been plenty. You have a reason for what you're doing. We don't know what it is, but whatever, it's good enough for us.
Sergeant, the only reason is that...
Sir, you don't owe nobody an explanation.
Will you listen to me? The only reason is that that Indian is a helpless human being, and he deserves the protection of this fort. It's as simple as that.
Fine, that's fine, sir. Every trooper in this fort will fight for that reason.
Thank you, Sergeant Wells. That's all.
May I have a word with you, sir?
Yes, of course, Captain. Come in.
It's about that Indian.
Yes?
Well, are you really going to keep him here?
Certainly, till he's able to travel.
Then what? And what about Running Bear's ultimatum?
After you've been here for a time, Jim, you'll find that ultimatums don't work too well with me. As far as Spotted Elk is concerned, he's free to leave as soon as he's able.
And some of the men say it's a question of honor. They say he'll go back to his village.
That may be.
So whether you surrender him or he goes back, either way he dies. So what's the difference?
The difference, Captain, is that it'll be his choice. Come in.
Colonel, I have to talk to you, sir.
Yes, Sergeant?
It's that Indian.
That's enough, Sergeant. I've heard quite enough about that Indian.
But he's awake, sir. Colonel, the doctor took this from him.
His medicine bag.
Open it, sir. Probably took it off some settler that he murdered. Sir, we're overlooking something. That Indian is a savage. They're all savages. Pretty little thing like her.
That's all for now, Sergeant.
No man wishes to die.
And you wish to stay here?
I did not say I was afraid of death.
Anyone who asks for the protection of this fort gets it.
What faces you if I stay?
No one has ever been refused.
You endanger many for the sake of one. Your people are weak. Your customs are foolish. Your heart is like a woman. No, it is not true. I have seen your courage. But I do not understand your people.
No more do I understand Running Bear punishing you.
It is the custom.
It is the custom.
You have been faithful to what you believe. Now I must do the same. That is why I shall return to my village.
To die, to be killed.
The doctor took it while I slept. I would like to have it with me when I return to my village.
Another custom?
It was worn by the woman who was my mother.
The woman who was your mother was a captive. A captive of the Indians.
Yes.
He's coming, Colonel. Quanah Parker's on his way in.
You know what he is about Captain. Captain, arrange for a guard of honor.
I kind of thought you'd want to impress him.
Sergeant, see that every available trooper stands by for a review inspection.
Colonel, what about the rest of the men?
Come with me.
Where are we going, Colonel?
I'll tell you on the way. Jim, I'd remind you that Quanah Parker is the last Comanche holdout. He's an important man. Treat him accordingly. We'll be back.
One last chance. One final hope to avert bloodshed was all that remained to Colonel Ranald Mackenzie. Would Running Bear yield or hurl the lance of war at Mackenzie's feet?
Wait here for me, Leif.
Mackenzie, Colonel. You have come so that the peace may not be broken?
That depends on you, Chief.
You are wrong. It is you who have broken our treaty.
Will you hear what I have to say? I chose this place so that the spirit of Blue Raven can hear our words.
No need for words.
I can't expect you to understand why I did what I felt I must.
If Spotted Elk is not returned before the time the sun rests, the Yamparika will make war.
Are you sure you want war? After having seen what peace has meant to your people?
And I have seen what your people's broken word has meant.
Very well, Chief. I'll not break our treaty, knowing that you wouldn't. But I must explain one thing. This is the medicine bag of Spotted Elk. It contains the picture of a woman who is not an Indian. A picture of his mother. Just as Quanah Parker's mother was not an Indian, was a prisoner of the Comanches.
That is so.
All right, I'll turn him over to you. Punish him any way you will. But remember this, Chief. you may punish only that part of him which is Comanche. By the terms of our treaty, you must not harm that part of him which is white man.
Come in. Yes, Sergeant? Beg your pardon, sir. I thought the captain would like to know that Colonel Mackenzie is approaching the fort. He has Chief Running Bear with him.
Thank you, Sergeant. You may go.
They returned to the fort as friends, not really understanding each other. But they had one thing in common, a desire for peace, a peace they hoped would spread to all the lands of the Comanche, and one day beyond, to all the wild, desolate country of the West. Mackenzie's raiders rode again and again, carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest, make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making.